Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an element of the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Saturday racing in Hong Kong this weekend. First race we're going to take a look at is race 3, and our winning factor, the distance. Well, quite a few chances in this race, and I think there will be fans of several horses we've got dropping in class. Winning Brew, Divine Regulus and First Responder, all down from class 3. Pegasus Glory, he's already a course and distance winner this season. We saw Seasons Bliss run an eye-catching race at his debut, and Shenron didn't have an awful lot of luck at his first racecourse appearance. But the two horses I want to focus most on here are horses that were disadvantaged in the run at their most recent outings, and they are Pegasus Glory and Divine Regulus. First of all, we're going to take a look at the most recent performance of Divine Regulus. Now, this is last month, this is Happy Valley, and race 5, 6, 8, over 1,000 metres. You can't miss him. He's in those deep red colours, gets a bump early in the race, and very quickly he's out to last. And you see on the heat map the tempo, not crazy, but certainly genuine through mid-race. So he doesn't really get a chance to get back into the race until late in it. We see him in the final stages, closing strongly, doing his best work down to the line. For Pegasus Glory, his disadvantage in running last time on the dirt was of a slightly different nature. This is race 600. And you can see him from a wide draw in orange and white colours. He works forward to get outside the eventual winner, Lucky Ruby. But the operative word here is work. No, the pace isn't crazy, but it's certainly good enough. And Pegasus Glory, he has to do quite a bit to get over outside Lucky Ruby. And then they steady, get down to a two-horse battle down the straight, and he tries very hard, Pegasus Glory, but that early effort that the winner didn't have to make was the difference, and Lucky Ruby is able to hold him out down to the line. Now, when we look at the map for Sunday's race, both of these horses face a different proposition. This time we have Pegasus Glory in gate 3 and two horses underneath him who don't have an awful lot of pace, and I think he'll get to the rail very quickly and control the tempo this time instead of having it control him. But Divine Regulus, well, he's mixed his distances between 1,000 metres and 1,400 metres in class 3, but I think he gets his Goldilocks solution here. 1,200 metres is not too short, not too long, it's just right. And his draw here should ensure that he is also right on the pace, just behind the lead, I think, and behind us speed that doesn't look like it's going to be too strong. So the tip in race 3, Divine Regulus. His winning factor, the distance. As I mentioned, he has mixed up his distances a little bit in class 3, but this looks like the right one for him. He gets the right map, and I think he finds the right race. The second race I want to take a look at on Saturday's card is race 9, and our winning factor here, the map. I think this is quite a decent class 3 event. We've got last start winners rising in grade. It's often a factor we visit on this show. Super 10 and Hall of Champ. We've got True Legend, who's been racing very well, as has Perfect Pair, who recently chased home Fantastic Treasure. And there'll be plenty of fans too for the lightly raced John Size horse, Gallant Express. And I think many punters will arrive at a strong pointer to the winner of this race as Super 10's recent victory in class 4. So we'll take a look at that first of all. And this is back to race 539 at the end of March. And he's the 3-year-old in red and grey colours. He jumps well from the outside. Jerry Chow, his apprentice rider, wants the front and gets it quite comfortably, you see there on the heat map, without having to burn his mount up in the first half. But he lifts the pace from about the 600 metres, maybe a little before. He really ups the ante and kicks for home. Super 10 putting in a very strong section in the run around the home turn, and really has the race in his keeping even before we get down to the final stages where he does start to slow down, tire a little bit, but he is probably entitled to that. Now, Super 10 is a 3-year-old with some upside to him, and he's certainly one of the great chances in this race, but we've made the winning factor here the map, and let's take a look at why I've done that. This time, Super 10 is again drawn out. He had gate 11 last time, he's gate 12 this time, but this time I'm not as convinced that he will get over to control the race the way he did there. We have another dedicated leader inside him, True Legend, along with the improving Yo Beauty, who has also been showing good pace in his races. But one other critical aspect of this map is where Gallant Express is drawn. Inside, but without horses around him who have much speed, and that is critical to the race. I'll come back to that a little later. And that map says to me that we're going to get more pressure here on the leaders, and that draws me towards horses who are going to be behind the speed and finishing off. And that means Gallant Express and Hall of Champ. So we're going to take a look at race 613, and this is Hall of Champ. He's in mainly blue and white colours, winning for Blake Shin in what was quite a messy Class 4. As you see on the heat map, no speed at all through the middle of the race. Lots of horses getting a bit of interference and checking, and Shim kept him out wide in the wide running line, where we also saw the other place getters in the race out of trouble before the dash home down the stretch, and Hall of Champ did a pretty good job here with top weight to out-sprint them. Then 5 races later on the same day, we saw Gallant Express. Now, he was a highly impressive debut winner, and as a result was backed off the boards here at 2.0 down to 1.3, and truly expected to win by most, but wasn't a really good watch if you'd taken the short odds. So let's take a look at that race, and he's in gate 10 in purple colours, and you'll see a little bit slower way at the start. Now, that's something we've seen from him fairly consistently in his trials and now in his 2 races. But like his first start, he has enough speed to recover, put himself back in touch with the on-pace horses. He's wide, but with wind cover. But like the earlier 1400 metre race with Hall of Champ, not a lot of pressure on the leaders. A slow first half, picking up in the run to the straight, then a dash home. And while he didn't perform as most expected, Gallant Express did still find the line quite well to finish close up. And if we take a look at the comparisons of their sectional times that day, Hall of Champ and Gallant Express, you can certainly mount a case for both of them. If you take a look at this graphic, reasonably similar, a bit more of a rest for Hall of Champ in the run between the 800 and the 400 metres, but both sprint home races, and as you can see, quite a bit of difference in the weights they carried that day. There's 6 pounds between them on Saturday. But the tip for me in race 9 is Gallant Express, his winning factor, the map. And I want to highlight again what we saw on that representation of the likely way this race is going to be run, and that is not a lot of speed around Gallant Express. He's drawn closer in, and if he is a little bit slow away, I think he can get through to a much better position this time without too much trouble. If he jumps well, then it's all home sailing, but even if he doesn't, I think you'll get into a good spot. He's a promising horse, and I think that will be enough for him to get the decision. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you next time.